This is your hopper. This is where you put your beans. Open mo yung hopper, lagay mo yung beans. Very important, this cloth is only meant for your steam one. Huwag nyo siyang gagamitin sa iba.
Ta-da! As some of you may know, I recently joined the SCA Barista Skills Foundation and Intermediate with BCAA. That is the Barista and Coffee Academy of Asia. Yes, we have an SCA school here in the Philippines. It is a 5-day course and it is actually projected to preparing you if you want to open your own cafe. Most of the lectures and most of the lessons are geared towards efficiency, proper operations in the cafe. And yes, of course, they actually taught us a lot about proper calibration of the espresso machine, what does Arabica taste like versus Robusta. Some of you in the specialty coffee community may find it a bit odd that they are teaching the very foundation of coffee in terms of the species like Arabica versus Robusta, light roast versus dark roast. But for people who wants to open their business and doesn't know anything about coffee at all, the course will actually prepare you properly because in the foundations, they really covered like foundational thoughts about coffee, studies and principles, theories. In the intermediate level, you will be able to answer a lot of questions about how to go about your business, how to be efficient in the cafe, what are the proper practices that will make your cafe run smooth. So I'm gonna play a lot of different clips, actual clips of the class and the course. And yeah, I'm gonna be talking you through all the days from day 1 to 5 of what we did during that day. Let's go. They actually taught us about coffee foundations and machine familiarization. Apart from the theories, we actually did like cupping of the different coffees. So we were also the ones who did some of the protocols in the cupping. So we are very lucky because we get to learn how to do it. Did an evaluation of what we actually tasted. So we discussed about body, acidity, and sweetness of the coffee, depending on the comparison that we have. So light versus dark, again, light versus dark, and Arabica versus Robusta.
Dark is medium heavy. Okay.
Pero same lang.
Ikaw, Dan. Ano na po mong fragrance sa Arabica?
Aroma.
Fragrance muna.
After that, Sir Chester, our instructor, he demonstrated how to use the machine. So in this case, we get to familiarize a Rancilio 2 group head and a Mazer grinder.
Right, wala pong liquid sa ibabaw nito. That's a no-no. Okay, so cup warmer, make sure the cup is clean and dry, warm. Mas mura pong bumili ng basahan kaysa magdala ka ng customer sa hospital kasi na food poison sila. Okay, so sa delivery switch, kung mapapansin nyo, 5. Okay, single, double. Hindi po mainit yan, pero ang mainit yan yung metal. So be careful. All the silver things sa makina is hot. I think you guys know this one. Portafilter, double spout, o double portafilter ang tawag namin dyan. Ito po is your boiler gauge. Dapat pumapalo siya ng 9 to 10 bars.
Also, he taught us like the proper way of doing pre-ops check. So pre-ops check is what you do before you start your operations.
We're going to the dry area. Dry area, open the hopper gate. Then I want you to purge. Scale is working. Then you tear to 0, you purge.
And then he taught us how to pull an espresso out of the machine.
I'm gonna use 17.1. sa recipe ni Daryl. Kasi nga, plus minus 0.3 naman siya, no? Shake 1, 2. Position yourself. Yun up. Yun up. Make sure it's even. Clean this side. You wanted to avoid ground coffee or loose ground coffee to run around your shower screen or your group head. It can be built up. It can be add to your pressure shot espresso. That's a no-no. When you insert, I need you to brew it immediately. When you calibrate, you don't look at the time. You look at the yield.
So here, as you can see, we are the ones who are actually using the machine. So that is Deo and Dan. Those are my classmates for this course. We're very lucky because we are only 3 in the class. Sir Chester gave us different recipes that we should follow. And then we discussed further what are the differences in those 3 different recipes.
Means na kung ang target mo 25 to 28 seconds, nasa 24 ka lang, pababa. For you to avoid this one, ano yung mga pwede mong remedy? Up dose, particle size go finer. Yield, dumping is a no-no. Baka pwede mo pa i-extend ng konti yung yield. Okay, kasi 24 ka na eh. Kung 25 seconds, ang yield mo naman plus minus eh. So pwede ka magdagdag.
At the end of the day, Sir Roger demonstrated to us how to clean and properly take care of your machine.
Ang mga kailangan natin sa paglinis ng espresso machine is group head brush. May brush siya, tapos may scoop, blank basket, espresso detergent, counter brush, tapos bean scooper, paper tissue, clean damp cloth. Ito yung binabrush natin, yung shower screen, hanggang matanggal yung grounds niya. And so, pag tinatanggal natin yung portafilter basket, ganito na kasi. Ito, tinatanggal din siya, nililinis siya. Pero dapat ingatan natin kasi kapag winala natin to, hindi na siya malalala. Put a small
espresso machine detergent into
Unti lang. Kung gano'ng karami yung, kung hindi naman sobrang dami yung ginawa niyong coffee, unti lang din yung gagamitin yung detergent. 5 seconds. Kayo dito kasi pwede kayo ano nang mainit kasi sobrang init niya. Pwedeng tumulo dito yung hot water. Ayan. Kita niyo may dumi-dumi pa siya. Yung iba, hindi na ginaganito, kaya may natitira pa rin ground sa loob.
Rinsing, insert portafilter on off group head 5 times for 5 seconds.
Katulad lang din ng ginawa natin nung una. Rinsing lang. Bale, kumbaga naman ito, balnaw na siya.
Wala nang detergent.
Parang nag-steam lang kayo.
On the second day of our barista skills, Sir Chester first introduced to us the milk pitcher. He taught us how to properly hold it and how to properly steam with it.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, you're good. Mas maganda mag-steam sa malaki kaysa dun sa maliit. Medyo challenging yung maliit. Hey, hands up! Grill set, timer starts now!
But before anything else, we practiced how to calibrate the beans because that was our lesson the day before.
Alright, let's try the espresso from Dan going to Daryl. Place yourself in the steam 1 position yung steam 1. Ganyan lang po. Hindi nakasagad, nakaganto lang. Pagka beginner yung tuturuan mo, palapak mo lang ganyan yung steam 1. Then you're gonna pull it. Dominant hand. Pull it that. Then position. That. This is a straight line. Okay? After the straight line, iti-twist ko ng konti. Twist, hindi tilt. Twist. Antay pa rin. Spin lang po yan. Wala kang may
So after the stretch, babalik mo konti.
Yes. Then, oh.
So we did like a couple of different practices. So first we practiced with water. We're steaming water so that we don't waste milk. We moved on to water with dishwashing soap. And then when Sir Chester thinks that we are ready for milk, we first did half milk and then half water.
We're gonna do this exercise for 10 minutes. You're gonna put espresso. That's your espresso. After that, you're gonna pour high. Okay. 3/4, you go down, you pour strong. Gusto ko wala matatapon, pero puno yung baso.
And then for all those exercises, we are actually improving a lot during the day.
Now, you're gonna weigh this milk and water 250. First step in steaming. There. First steam one. Then a line. One line. Start. Make sure you spin and stretch. After you stretch, you collapse or groom or yung texturing. Okay. It's hot. You switch it up. You want this one. Then you're gonna do splitting of milk. So when you split milk, you pour 3/4 to this cup. Strong, fast, tap some, 3/4, tap some, 3 times. Now you're gonna groom this one. Okay, you groom it, swirl, groom it, swirl. Okay. After that, the last thing that you're gonna do before you pour, you swirl this one. You apply the shadow pouring, pour high. Okay. 3/4, you pour strong. Steady, and there you go. It's one art. After that, the rest, you pour. That's what you call splitting up milk. You groom it, swirl, groom it, swirl. Okay, no bubbles. Get your cup. Swirl, 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 swirl. Next one, pour high, 3/4. You wiggle, you push. You wiggle, you push. You wiggle, you push.
Look, here are my first attempts on doing a tulip latte art. Right, so every morning we go through some lectures and lessons, and we go through some lectures and theories, and I didn't get to record those because we were just sitting down and Sir Chester is presenting some of the principles on the display. And some of them are actually really hard. That's why I needed to focus and stop recording, stop filming. Especially on the third day, that was EBF, which is the Espresso brew formula. There was a part there that I needed to like stop and think because I need to understand this. EBR, I'm practically familiar with EBR because it's espresso brew ratio, and brewing ratio is what I normally deal with when I'm brewing with my pour over. We also discussed something about wastage. We did an actual simulation of wastage and how it accumulates over time, and then it costs you money. So those are just some of the lessons that we actually dealt with during the SCA Barista Skills course. Going back to the actual videos, here in this part, Sir Jello is using the VST TDS meter. So we are checking for extraction percentage of the espresso that we brewed.
Sir, ilang beses po pwede gamitin yung BST?
Once lang. 11.22.
11.22.
And of course, we used the formula that I mentioned earlier. And then here, we separated the different stages of espresso extraction. So we did the first part, and then the second part, and then the last part. And then we tasted it. We actually tasted it. So those parts, those are the different tastes that make up the whole coffee.
Kasi nga ito yung first round mo. So, ibig sabihin, yung first round mo, pag nagbubro ka, acidity agad yung nakukuha mo. Okay? Yung next mo, dapat nandyan si sweetness. So, kung nagbubro ka, si sweetness. Then yung last mo is bitter or yung aftertaste. Okay? Let's taste it. Let's check if it's correct.
At the end of day 3, Sir Jello demonstrated some of the proper recipes for different drinks. These are SCA standard drink recipes. So we have espresso macchiato, cappuccino, latte, long black, americano, and then he demonstrated that because we needed to familiarize ourselves with those drinks, because for our final exam, for our practicals final exam, and even for the written exam, we need to be familiar with the proper recipes of the different drinks.
Your
Ang bigat ng canvas?
So actually ganito yung cappuccino namin before. Sa Barista 101.
Ba't ang ganyan din?
Hindi na eh. Or pwede siya scoopin, or pwede nyo scrape yung yung foam.
Pag di nag-reseta si Sir Jello, will pay niya na.
Bang!
Wheel.
Hinaliwa ulit? May kinapalitawanan ng isang gamit. Huwag ng joke. Nice. 3/4. Nice. Flat white, hindi puno. Is your flat white?
Ganda!
Green, orange, and red. Kaya namin ituro parehas, pero mas ano siya, into detail siya.
Bigat tumabing din yung ano.
Grabe, yo. Tignan nyo magbuhos ng tulip, ganyan lang po, no?
Yeah, dolphin.
Grabe, yabangan pa tayo. Stuck talaga. Inverted tulip.
Oo.
That's our cafe mo pa. Yay! Lakas mo, galing mo lang.
The fourth day was partly doing practical exams and then partly practicing for our final exam. So in the morning, we actually did a calibration and then Sir Chester checked if we actually understood what we are tasting when we pull our espresso. So whether if it's under extracted or over extracted, it actually hones your calibration skills for your espresso. And then for the rest of day 4, we actually did our first barista dance. So when we say barista dance, it's a very choreographed movement of the barista fulfilling orders. So that's why they call it dance. But yeah, Sir Chester would actually throw us some drinks within a specific time period, and then we need to be able to accomplish it on time. And then on the 5th day, because on the 4th day, maybe you can say that was a practice for the final exam for the 5th day. So on the 5th day, we did a solo barista dance and a duo or team barista dance. So for the solo barista dance, you're gonna have to make 10 drinks within 12 minutes. So that could be random. It could be a cappuccino and a long black, and then a latte and like double latte, and then an espresso macchiato with a cappuccino on the side. It mostly comes in pairs because this exam actually teaches you how to be efficient in your coffee bar. And then when you actually accomplish those 10 drinks within 12 minutes, you get to pass.
Morning! Come on! Morning rush! Good job, everyone! Uy, si Dad ba nanalo? Isa lang din yun na, sir.
Yeah. Natahimik kasi na bawal na siya i-serve, so proceed na ako sa next. So medyo
Nagmamadali si Daryl kaya yung art niya wala na. Okay. Oh, good! Maganda yung mga ready. I think we can do the 5 minutes. Alright, let's clean up. Lagay lahat din ng inumin. Yes. Nag-import ko.
And then for the duo barista dance or team barista dance, you need to be able to fulfill 14 drinks within 10 minutes. So this actually simulates like a morning rush in your cafe. So in the morning, it's very busy, right? And people are coming and going, and they are actually in a rush to get their coffee because they are about to go into the office or school. The duo barista dance, on the other hand, is teaching you like a real life simulation of a morning rush. My teammate was Sir Deo.
First order! Long black! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
And then on the 5th day, after doing the Duo Barista, we passed. We also did the written exams in front of Sir Chester and some of the BCAA instructors. And we actually passed. If you pass the written exam and all the practical exams that comes with the course, you will get your certificate immediately. Ta-da! So, I am actually now SCA certified for CSP Barista Skills Foundation and Intermediate. So, yes. Yeah, it's very exciting because for me, what I felt after taking the course was I was ready to open my own cafe. I know and I understand which areas to look at if you are trying to work out a cafe business-wise. I also know how I can be able to teach my baristas if I'm the owner. I will be able to teach my baristas and train them into efficient practices that will work and make my cafe grow. This has been a very long video, but I was simply so happy with the course that I wanted to share it with you guys. I actually received a lot of questions or a lot of messages during that time when I was taking the SCA Barista Skills Foundation and Intermediate. So I thought, why not make an episode of it? So, so yes, here it is. This is the episode, and yeah, I really wanted to show because I really enjoyed this SCA course. So yeah, for now, thank you so much for watching. In the next videos, I'm gonna show you more about coffee. Bye!